Hi. The purpose of this is that you do the problem first, and then you can come onto here, and I'm going to show you step by step how to do the problem, how I would do the problem, and so that you can correct any errors that you have. And you are expected to do the problem first, but if you don't know how to begin and you need to review this, you should be doing the problem then afterwards at least, okay? This is your practice section, so you will get some points for it, but the idea is that you can correct your own work and learn from your mistakes. You can also see on the edit screen, the show your work screen, on some of the things on how to use it, okay? So a company wants to spend on online and TV ads. Online ads cost $100 and reach 1,000 people. TV ads cost $500 and reach 5,000 people. The budget is $3,000. At least 5 online ads must be run. How should the company allocate funds to maximize reach? So I already did the first part of the problem. Okay, I kind of color-coded this so that I could enter into the chart. You don't have to do that, but that's just my way of organizing things. I have the constraints as x is greater than or equal to 5, y is greater than or equal to 0, and from this line, and the y is greater than or equal to 0 is not in the chart. Okay, it's just something that I know because I'm not going to have a negative amount that I'm going to pay a company, okay, to do some work. I'm going to pay them a positive amount. So I don't even have to put that into the chart. I know to add it into my constraints. The next equation comes from this top line, 100x plus 500y is less than or equal to $3,000. And the objective is to maximize, because it says maximize in the problem, 1,000x plus 5,000y. Okay. I go over to my instructions, and it says the first passage has a problem that you are to enter the constraints on Desmas graphing. So I wrote down my constraints on a piece of paper because when I click on Desmas, I'm not going to see this page anymore. And I want to know what those constraints are. And you could split your screen, but I have a hard time with that and videotaping at the same time. So I wrote it down so that I know what to enter. After I enter it, I need to take a screenshot of the inequalities I entered and take a second screenshot of the graph with all critical points identified. Submit both screenshots in the drawing screen. So I'm going to click on Desmas, and it brings me to Desmas, and I'm going to enter my constraints, which were x x is greater than or equal to. So on my keyboard, I press the option button and then greater than or equal to, or I should be using this because this is universal and you can press it here. So I have 5, and then that's one constraint, and then I'm entering y is greater than or equal to 0. So y is greater than or equal to 0. And then my third constraint is 100x, so 100x plus 500y, 500y is less than or equal to 3,000. Okay, so I see, where do all of these things cross over? Well, it starts over here with this 5 or greater. So I need to kind of shift my drawing. So I've got 2 fingers on my pad, and I'm moving. Now you're going to use your fingers on the screen because you have an iPad. And I need to move this over. So what I'm going to do is kind of go into this corner here. And There it is, the other corner. Okay, so kind of trial and error right on the video for you. Okay, so I'm looking at this triangle right here. So this is my first critical point. It's where all shading crosses. So 5, 0. And then I press on this critical point, 30, 0. And then I press on this one, and I press twice, and it comes up 5, 5. So this is, I want a picture of this showing the critical points. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. And there I have my graph with the critical points identified. And then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to take a screenshot of the equations that I put in. And I'm going to use the color coding so you can tell which equation is which. I don't need all the X's and stuff. And there I have it. And then I'm going to go out of this. And I'm going to press on my show my work screen. And I need to enter the screenshot of all the inequalities. I can't read this very well. So over here is the image. I press on image. I'm going to go into my screenshots. I've got a lot of stuff in here. It's usually the last ones in the screenshots. And so this was the equations. So this is the second one. And press open. Add image. So there's my image. And I want to move the image. So this square thing that's got the breakup means that I can click on that image and then I can move it or I can shrink it, etc. So I'm moving it to cover up that icon that tells me where to put it. Now I want the graph one here, so I'm going to press on image again. I'm going to press on my documents and I go down and I've got my screenshot here. And I open and add the image, and then I want to move that over, and I probably will need to shrink it down. No, I guess I don't. It's not covering up things that I need to see, so I can just click it there. If I wanted to shrink it down, I would go like this or enlarge it. Okay, if I'm reading it and I can't see it. So that is done. So those are my answers, and then I go out, oops, so I'm done, and it puts it right on there. And then I did the graph on Desmos and submitted my screenshots, so I did that. I corrected my answer, and if I needed to, I redid the problem. I'm going to take this away, and you are, after this video, going to answer this question, but you will not be able to skip forward in this video. You will be restrained from skipping forward.